Peace to the YouTube fan. What's good? It's your boy Ray Imperial back with another one. Special edition of special Memorial Day edition of Imperial Diaries. Um, yeah, today we got the Loyal Bone solo pup out. You know what I mean? Um, and as part of this whole Memorial Day thing, man, you know, when we talk about remembering fallen soldiers, um, for me, Art Sideras was definitely one of those. Rest in power. Um, I won't go into his demise and all of that, but we recently lost Art. I never had the opportunity or the chance to meet him, um, but I've been a big fan of his work. You understand what I'm saying? I'm showing that you know what he did, man, was literally legacy status. You understand? Literally legacy status. Um, I just got off the phone speaking with somebody, man, that knew Art, man. It was a neighbor of Art, and had an opportunity to know Art from 25 years ago, one of his neighbors in Tennessee. And and I want to shout out to Mike, man. I appreciate you taking the time to reach out to me, man, because again, bro, if I was a soldier, Art would be my general, man. Like, so this little pup here that we have, Loyal Bones Solo. Um, he was cultivated. He was brought into the program, man, because he has a lot of that old school blood. You know what I mean? Um, he's a little feisty. He's a little antsy right now because he was just given a vitamin um, and he just ate. So he's a little antsy, but that's okay. Very mouthy dog. Um, whatever he could put his mouth on, he that's what he want to do. Um, he just been out for a walk and all of that. So, but one of the things I wanted to talk about, man, was the whole fact, man, that Art was one of those guys, man, that um he had a reputation amongst the people that knew him, right? And like I've never heard anybody say anything crazy about the man, like other than the fact that he handled his fucking business. Other than the fact that he handled his business. So, um, you know, unfortunately, Art went down. You know what I mean? Um, for some dog fighting shit. You know what I mean? And it was most interesting because the person that was his neighbor, right? Um, Mike, again, shout out to Mike, who was telling me that he used to actually hold down the Blaze Maxine bitch when Art was away, and that was his foundation bitch. So Art must have trusted this man like impeccably. And interestingly enough, man said to me, Art never showed him no shit about no dog fighting and nothing like that. So if this man was literally, um, if he was like that much of a friend and a trusted fucking neighbor, if he was that much of a friend and a trusted neighbor to be allowed to hold your foundation, bitch, while you go on vacation and all that, then to me that says that that's a very trusted individual, deeply trust that person's very close. But even he said to me, like, Art never mentioned nothing about no dog fighting, never showed him nothing about no dog fighting. Closest he ever came to mentioning anything like that was he was remarking on a dog named Ninja that was on the yard. Shout out to Hollywood Bullies, right? Holly Mitchell of Hollywood Bullies. Um, kind of understanding where you got the ninja from. Stars, um, Ninja was Star's father, right? So we're gonna be talking again soon. Ninja was Star's father, and Ninja I remember was a red Duke, red Duke, red dog. But my point to it all is that the Ninja dog that Mike was talking about, Art had mentioned that the dog was untouchable, and that was it, right? Like no more to that, right? Said Ninja was untouchable. He went on about the dog. He said it's hell of a dog, great dog, phenomenal fucking dog. He was untouchable. So with all of that being the case, um, you know, one of the things I wanted to talk about today, man, was um, kennel partners, um, and you know, the whole idea of the importance of or taking your programs, the importance of taking your program seriously, right? The importance of taking your breeding program seriously. Um, the more history that I learned about Art and the original Camelot bloodline, the more efforts I make to seek out that blood and make sure that I incorporate that into what I'm doing. Because it is a fact that some people who are, you know, who got these dogs, they're great looking dogs. On top of that, they have that fire. But a lot of people have been breeding for the looks, right? For the look of the dogs. And a lot of these dogs are not being tested in the woods. These dogs ain't in the woods like that. So, in my breeding program, which is intended to produce dogs for the woods, the idea is to make sure that the necessary tools, the foundation is there. The foundation is there. We'll see if he learns. We'll see if he learns because he has a tendency to bite. Look at that. He'll learn. He's learning. He's learning. He's learning. Yeah. I know this is very uncomfortable for him. He's a lot bigger than he looks, yo. Like, really? This boy is big, man. When you bite, you nip me again, I'm gonna nip you back. But yeah. So he has a lot of the old school blood, man. He's got the old school Camelot blood, man. He's about 25% of some of the chief stuff. You know what I mean? But chief bred to like chief blood bred to like Picasso. You know what I mean? Like you got some good blood in there. He's got some animal blood, which is the grandfather to my boy. Animal is my boy's grandfather and my girl's great grandfather. Um, so yeah, he's got all the elements that we kind of wanted in the program. Um, I'll be honest, at the time that I acquired him, I didn't necessarily, you know, didn't necessarily want to raise another pup, especially um, while my boy was still, very active and whatnot. And, you know, that's one of the things that you know, you want to be careful with a young pup, especially males and an older male. He's good with pups for the most part. But feisty pups like this one, they get shook up. He puts them in their place and he ain't got no problem with putting his teeth in them. You know what I mean? Yeah, he won't put his teeth in them to kill them. But man, is he gonna put that clamp on them? He's gonna put that clamp on them till they say, "Hey, you got it," right? And that's what he do. That's what he do. So my goal is to not have him, really exposed to bigger dogs and older dogs. You know what I mean? Because that can definitely lead to you know, um, confidence issues. You know what I mean? Getting older. I really don't want him to grow up to be subservient to no dog. Now he's already had a taste of his own father, and he don't act crazy around these two. So I mean, it's all good. But this is uh this is definitely the loyal bone solo dog. Um, looking good. It's about 12 weeks now. You see that muscle really popping on the shoulders, man. Shoulders and the chest, man. Um, he has a little more length, right? He's a little bit longer dog. You know what I mean? He got a little bit more spine to him. Um, so we expect him to kind of, you know, these legs are his. Boy, he got some paws. He got some beaters, right? He got some beaters here. Boom. Wait a minute, man. You chill. See, you gotta watch this little dude, man. He got some beaters here though. You know what I mean? And these motherfucking beaters he got at some point he's gonna grow into, right? And then again, 12 weeks old, right? 12 weeks old. 12 weeks old. Good dog. You know what I mean? He'll tolerate this for so long. He'll tolerate this for now. But as you can see, his length clearly covers the width of my body. You understand? So at the point that he gets to a certain age, I'm gonna put his heavy ass down. Razor sharp teeth, man. There you go. All right. All right. There you go. See? And then snapping shit. Look at the muscle on this little dude, though. But so, one of the things I want to say about kennel partners and all that, man, like, you got to be careful, yo. Um, like I said, I went through a great deal to cultivate this old school blood, right? This is that old school shit, man. And although, you know, you can have a relationship with somebody, you can know somebody, you know what I mean, for a very long time. Um, this dog game is a funny business, man. This dog game is a funny business, and you have to be careful whose hands you put your animals in. You got to be careful whose hands you put your animals in. Everybody ain't really um everybody ain't really with your game plan, right? And they'll tell you what you need to hear in order to get you or to get to your style, to get what you got. But then once they got it, you know, like the dedication to the original ideal is no longer in place. So, you know, just a little cautionary tale, man. Um, I've had to definitely get into a situation where, you know, you place a dog with somebody, man, that you think is going to be reliable and that's going to be on board, you know, that they part of the team. And suddenly you start seeing that person flying dolo, right? You start seeing that person fly like, you know, they ain't got nothing for you. They don't, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because a lot of times when you take on a kennel partner or you you sell a dog to somebody on you know, let them pay it off over time. Once they got the dog, man, shit get funny, yo. Once they got the dog, And not for nothing, Mike told me a little story, man, about some shit that he witnessed Art go through. You know what I mean? And having to deal with a motherfucker in his own front yard with a 2x4. And when he told me the story, man, and I thought about, some of the shit I've seen and had to deal with in terms of these dogs and getting this dog back, I understand it. Getting like I understand it 100%. I understand it 100%. When the motherfucker started acting funny, I didn't produce this dog, but I damn sure put in some work to find this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And the funny part is there was females available, but I was looking for that male, right? And the problem with that was he was the only dog in the bed. So he was the only male available with this blood. Other than that, I gotta wait till she get to a certain age, pay some stud fees, shit like that. Well, now, me personally, I like to have my pieces in place. I like to have everything, lined up. And in a very real kind of way, acquiring this dog is a piece of that puzzle. And if I place a dog with a person, the understanding is that I acquired the dog because the dog is important to my breeding program. The dog is important to the vision that I have going forward. Now, I may say, okay, I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to have a dog or whatever, whatever. A deposit, you know, will get you the dog, paperwork, whatever the case may be. And that's all well and good. But a lot of times you want to place your dogs in situations where you have access to them, right? You don't want to just lose the dog, right? You ain't trying to look at this big boy. Look at him. Look at this. You ain't trying to lose complete access to the dog. You cultivated the blood for a reason. You brought it into your circumference for a reason, right? So you want to be careful that when you placing your dogs and you choosing your kennel partners, that y'all 1,000% on the same page, man. You understand what I'm saying? Particularly when it comes down to particular dogs and their role the role that they're gonna play and so forth and so on. Um, I'm raising catch animals, B. I'm raising catch dogs. Um, for that reason, while they can be house dogs, at some point these litters will be raised on the chain, right? Because at the end of the day, number one, nothing works the dog like the chain, right? Number two, I want the dogs to not be sitting around waiting on somebody to pop a cage for them to express themselves, right? So, this boy here is expected to be a big one. You know what I mean? His pops was 100 and some change. But there you go. There you go. Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Um, his pops was 100 and some change. But it's not necessary that he get that big. You understand? He's got all the tools. I don't know if y'all can see it, but even for a young boy, you can tell he's gonna have a mouth on him. He's gonna have a mouth on him. He got a little vitamin in him, so he real feisty right now. But yeah, damn, it's 12 weeks, y'all. This boy bone solid. When I tell you bone solid, he is bone solid, man. He is bone solid. So This here boy Loyal Bone Solo. I do want to kind of get off into something right quick here. I'm looking to let me make sure this goes right. Hold up. Hold this. Know if y'all lose me, you heard? Hit me in the chat. Let me know if y'all lose me. I can't see who's in here, so if you in here, hit me in the chat. Let me know you in here. Let me know where you at. Y'all know the fam. I shout out the fam all the time. Shout out to Zulu Nation, Bando for Life, my boy RDK. Shit, shout out to Thompson Kennels, Kendrick Kennels, Break Bread. You know what I mean? Shit. Shout out to Hell Shark TV. Had a very interesting topic, man. What exactly is an athletic dog? You know what I mean? And when you're producing bigger dogs, you know what I mean? What is it that you call athleticism? You know what I mean? For me, I need to see that dog is light on their feet. I would say Raina has athleticism, not that she is necessarily athletic. Okay, there you go. I don't know what he just did and hit the motherfucking computer, but all y'all just popped up in the chat. That's what's up. My dude Pump. Bando. Yeah, Zulu. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, there we go. Absolutely. Happy holidays, y'all. Yeah, I'm just sitting here talking about this old school Camelot shit, man. And you know, um, unfortunately I ran into a situation, man, where I had placed my boy here and I thought I was placing him properly. And then came to find out, man, that I was in risk of losing the dog sometime down the line. And that was just based on somebody the way somebody was moving. You know what I mean? So I had to literally like I went and gave him whatever money back, man. It's give me my dog back, B. We're not doing that deal like that. I mean, so really, y'all know what it is, man. When you trying to put something together, you got your work into something, right? You don't want to see somebody just coming and fuck that off. You know what I mean? Um, a couple of other people I wanted to shout out. Full blown Yahooing, man. APBT Spank Tutor. When y'all listen to his pedigree breakdowns, when he's running off them dogs, man, pay attention carefully, man. Pay attention carefully. Like my dude got the history, right? Um, and he giving it to you from close to the source. Um, I had somebody hit me up from North Carolina today. And then somebody hit me up from Tennessee, man, that was very close to Art. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mike, who was telling me, man, that he definitely, used to hold down Blaze Maxine when Art had to travel. And Blaze Maxine was Art's foundation dog. So it's one of those things where, as y'all can see, he's very, very human friendly. You know what I mean? He loves a human touch. But it's just one of those things where the more you learn about the man from like his neighbors, people that walked and talked with him, the more respect you have for the breeding program that he put together. Now, unfortunately, he died a tragic death. You know what I mean? And before he died that tragic death, man, he definitely had some legal issues over these dogs. You know what I mean? Um, he was banned from the UKC from what I hear. You know what I mean? Camelot Kennels was banned from the UKC. So that that is precisely the reason why you don't see like his name on as many pedigrees as like some of these other people that are also associated with the Camelot name. Um, but you know, protect your stock, B. Protect your work, yo. Watch people, man, you know what I mean, that's coming in half stepping, trying to ride on your coattails, and then trying to treat you like you the student. You know what I mean? Once you put them in position or you put them on, Now they turn around and try to round on you you the guesswork. Well, guess what? You understand? Um, also, also, let me see. Yeah, you damn sure right, yo. And yo, not for nothing. Speaking of straws, might be time to take a trip down south. Might be time to take a trip down south. Let me see who this boy off of. Hold up. Let me get that pedigree for you right now. Hold up. Let me pull this shit up right now. All right. Because that's one of the things I wanted to talk about in this bitch today too. Matter of fact, he just too damn big, baby. He too bad. He too big. 12 weeks old, man. Too big. Full of fire. Just all over the place. Look at him. Look at him. What you doing, man? What you doing? Huh? What you doing? Cajun, Magnus, Duke, Rocket Fire. Real shit. But don't forget the bitch, yo. Blaze Maxine. Don't forget the bitch, yo. Blaze Maxine. You absolutely right, pump. Four dogs, Cajun, Magnus, Duke, and Rocket Fire. That was definitely like they said that was the front line. You walk on Art's yard, that's what you saw on the front line, especially the Raging Cajun dog. But there was other dogs, man, that was real interesting. Um, and I believe the bitch star I had was off of one of these other dogs. The dog I'm talking about, is a dog named Ninja. And from what I hear, Art told somebody that that dog was untouchable, untouchable, right? So you know that's just a whole lot to say right there. Boy, you keep chomping at my fingers like that, you're gonna lose some teeth. And that's what this is what a quarter of a multivitamin does, right? Quarter of a multivitamin and some ground beef. I don't know, man. It's still up in the air. Normally, the males they do get that haircut, but honestly, I don't know a whole lot with the vets up here, and I'm most of them is kind of like Peter motherfuckers. Be you know what I mean? Like they shook when I bring a pet into the vet. You know what I mean? Like so chances of one of these motherfuckers locally doing my shit not likely. I might have to send my shit up to like Elmira somewhere. You know what I mean? Which is you know substantially north of here. This nigga just tried to hop right out. Just be moving. If I keep the ears, he gonna look old school like that. But honestly, I expect him to be a much bigger dog. I don't like a dog that have ears so goddamn big and floppy that like he look like a fucking hound dog. But I expect him to grow into his ears, so his shit should be proportional. Right now, his shit's kind of look like Dumbo ears, where he about to flap and fly away on a nigga. So right now, I'm thinking chop chop. You know what I mean? Ooh, that was just a good look at what it would look like. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I might let him ride, yo. But yeah, I had to go get him back. I had to go take my dog back, my dude. Impact, what's going on, Dana? What's good, big bro? Yeah, this is a Camelot male here, old school Camelot male. Got a lot of that old blood, man. Matter of fact, Pump was asking how he was bred, and I forgot. Let me jump on that for y'all right quick. Let's look at this right quick. All right, come here, big boy. Take it easy. Take it easy, Papa. Take it easy. I got his pedigree. I usually keep my boy's pedigree up here somewhere, and the blood. Oh, there you go, right there. What happened? Let's go back here. Let's go back here. All right. So now, keep in mind, y'all. Even Bryant's Red Devils right now. Jennifer Bryant has a motherfucking Camelot bred dog, right? And Jennifer Bryant and that whole Bryant family, they're known for Bryant's Red Devils, which is strictly old family red nosed dogs, classic old family red nose. So now you definitely want to ask yourself why, with Jennifer Bryant, um, and John Fenning of Cracker Kennels include Camelot in their breeding program, right? So we're looking at a dog that's Red Hot Shredder, which is off of Raging Cajun and Red Hot Chili Pepper. Raging Cajun, of course, was off the Duke and Red Rosina, and Red Hot Chili Pepper was off of Pools Max and Widow and PR Widowmaker's Echo. Now, the Widowmaker Echo was a Serona dog. She was off a Serona dog. Well, Widowmaker's Echo was actually off of Serona's Widowmaker and Wilder's Red Inferno. So that's all old family red nose right there, right? But that's not this dog. That's not this dog we talking about. We just talking about a dog I have pulled up here from what's the name? But if I pull up Raging Cajun and go to his offspring, and then I go to let me see here. Let me see who we got here. Matter of fact, I'm not even playing, y'all. Oh, shit here. Y'all gotta forgive me. I got a bunch of pedigrees pulled up here, man. It's like my boy Spank too to say I'm something of a ped rat. I definitely go hunting. That's how I found this boy here. He was already on the market, and after me doing some research on the blood and realizing that this boy had the blood in him, and he was the only freaking dog off the out the entire litter. We're not even talking about the only male dog. We're talking about the only dog. Well, then guess what? You got to make a move. Nah, papa. He's so busy trying to hop out of my hands right now. Steel bag. What the fuck is this boy's pet, man? Red icons, Miss Right. Let me just pull up my fucking APBT online account instead of looking at everybody else's shit. Easy, papa. He huffing and puffing. I'm getting ready to run his ass out right quick, yo. Hold up. All right, we're gonna search the pedigree loyal bone solo. All right, we got my boy's pet up here. All right, so his top side is off of Loyal Bone Sabotage, who's off of Captain America and Peanut, aka Mia. Captain America dog was off of Gargoyle Pit's Red Superman and Gargoyle Pit's Sin. The Gargoyle Pit's Red Superman dog was off of Gargoyle Pit's Red Duke, Gargoyle Pit's Red Sage, and the Gargoyle Pit's Sin female was off of Sonya's Bruiser and Gargoyle Pit's Red Sable. Now that's the top side of his father's top side, right? And then the bottom side of his father's top side, the Peanut dog was off of Red City's Little Man to CSK's Red China, aka Scarlet. All right, mama. And this, he remind me of fucking Raina doing all that shit. Now, Lil Man, Red City's Lil Man, was off of Red City's Miss Envy and CSK's Red China, aka Scarlet, and she was off of Sadiq's Chino and Sadiq's China. Now I'm gonna pull that peg for a minute because these dogs came out of Cajun style kennels. So essentially, the Sadiq dogs, Chino and China, are, to put it in a nutshell, Peterson. Peterson. You got some rock candy in there, the Olszewski stuff. And then it's Peterson, Golden Bud, Blaze Maxine. And then you got the Santos stuff, the Red Mighty Ghost, Red Shelby, Red Demon, and all Red China, and all by Santos. So when you go back to the Santos stuff, and keep in mind, this is off the Gargoyle Pit's Red Sable dog. The Santos stuff, for example, Red Mighty Ghost is off of Camelot's The Duke and Santos's Red Chaya. Then Santos's The Red Demon was off of Camelot's Duke and Santos's Red Osa Ace. Look, come on, man. Come on, homie. So basically, his whole top side is deep Duke, right? Like it all traces back to the Duke dog, and the Peterson stuff. And this is your original Camelot blood, man. The Peterson, the McKenna, this is some of the blood that Art himself used. You know what I mean? So the Kubar Golden Bud dog, Blaze Maxine. Blaze Maxine, she was a Golden Bud granddaughter. And you had the Marathi Sudden Danger stuff in there. Gordon Cedar Patches. There's a lot of old school blood. Like, I done had to click these pedigrees going back at least 4 times already at this point. So we talking like this is the generation going. These are generations. This is 16. We in generation 16 right now on his top side. Like, and we got there pretty quick, bro. And all of it, man, is Duke, Camelot. Finally, at the end of it, you'll find the Bushy's Rebel, Pools Max. Just good old family red dogs, man. Let me hop back over here, back to the comments, because I don't want to. Forgot which one I was on. I was going live. Yep. lay down now. Boy. Yo, what happened to my live, yo? No, you better stop making all that noise in my house. All right. I guess I'm in y'all house, but same shit. Hold up. Yo, what happened to the live, yo? Okay. There we go. All right. I thought I lost y'all for a minute. But yeah, man. So yeah, man, like 78 Sports, salute, sir. Listen, man, I love what you doing, man. Let me shout out to 78 Sports. Y'all gotta understand something, man. All I do all day is sit back and watch these motherfucking dog videos on YouTube. Literally, bro. Like my dogs watch the videos with me. You understand? So it's so real, man. 78 Sports, man. Salute to you, brother. I love what you do in the boxing game and with the dogs, man. The Buck City thing, man. I think we all took that one on the chin. Real shit. But not for nothing. That Michael Myers shit, I'm after some of that. And I'm gonna put it out there. Normally I don't say nothing to nobody, but like I'm after some of that Michael Myers, man. So at some point, maybe we should chop it up, bro. Um, but yeah, man. Yeah. I see you, Impact. I see you, Impact. Like y'all have to understand, like Impact Kennels got that connection with Thompson Kennels, right? That that Rebel Rush dog, that Red Boy Jocko termite litter. When you see the behavior on those pups from the word go, like Impact could have did nothing smarter than to grab that Rebel Rush dog. That was my pick for the litter. You understand? It's just we at this point where we definitely, you know, we need to make sure shit is right when we start grabbing that blood. We need to make sure shit is right. You understand? Because I don't know if I told y'all, man, but I've had police knocking on my door. You understand what I'm saying? Talking about, yo, yeah, we heard there was an incident. Not that you was involved, but we know you got pit bulls. And so, whoa, knocking on my door, asking for me by name, my government. Like, I don't even do that in the street. So this is what I'm talking about. Um, but, you know, on the real, y'all, like, there's a lot going on in the game that you want to be extremely careful with, right? And I was touching on something, man, with the kennel partners and the pup I got here. You know, I'm definitely a ped rat. So when I go hunting for that blood that I believe is gonna put the spark in and make sure that I'm producing what it is I intend to produce. If a person called me and say, "Hey, I just want a pup that I can, you know, kind of lay around with me on the couch and you know be a companion," I'm gonna say maybe you want to talk to somebody else, right? Because though these dogs can do that, right? That's not all they do, and we know this. We know that these dogs can get hot as a firecracker if you don't work these dogs. You leave them to themselves, right? Ultimately you are going to get those behaviors, which is going to cause a problem. And because the Camelot dog is a bigger dog, a more brolic dog, you understand what I'm saying, with that same drive, somehow in the American bully world, they managed to remove the drive from the dog. Salute you. These Camelot dogs, they never removed the drive. When Art Sideras bred, he was after a big nasty animal. You understand? And that's what he produced. And I've had the fortune of talking to people, man, who were close to the situation at that time, and they made it very clear. He specifically bred to that, right? 100 pounds. Blaze Maxine, his foundation bitch, was 100 pounds, man. 103, 104, some shit like that. So I can't necessarily claim to have firsthand knowledge of these things, but I do go get that info. I do go digging, man. You understand what I'm saying? And when people hit me up, like, there's a lot of people that understand what's going on with this Camelot thing. They understand because they were around in the beginning. So these are people reaching out to me saying, yo, listen, bro, keep doing what you're doing. See your direction, love what you produce, and love how the dogs are acting. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you're looking in the right direction, you'll find art over here, you'll find art over there, you'll find art over here. And so that's what we after. That's what we after. We definitely want to go ahead and get that kind of get that blood back in. My big thing is, hold up. Y'all remember how this little jip came in the door, right? Y'all remember how this little jip came in the door? Look at this bitch, man. Look at this, man. And he's like, that pup is likely to get bigger than this bitch here. Likely to get bigger than this bitch. And they don't get much bigger than this. She's a big bitch. She's nowhere near the size of Blaze Maxine. She might be a good 60, 65 pounds, right? She ain't nowhere near Blaze Maxine. But she's so fucking powerful. Hush. 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 They want that attention, B. But so you have to understand, bro, that with this kind of power, right? And you see how she is just fresh out the pen, right? Fresh out the pen. She got so much energy. A person that's not in shape, she gonna knock him down. She gonna fuck around and hurt him just trying to be affectionate. She gonna fuck around and hurt him just trying to be affectionate. Motherfuckers need to understand what was being put together, yo. Y'all might see, man. They still be getting into it. Male and female. They still be getting into it, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta be very careful about leaving males and females together. It's not a given. It's never a given, B. When they got this kind of heat, it's never a given. It's never a given. This little bitch here, she ain't been out all day today. She wanna go over there by that cage fucking with him. You're not doing that. Now I allow a lot of this because I don't want the dog to be shy when it comes to certain shit. I don't mind them jumping and feeling comfortable jumping. There are times when I check it, but for the most part, sit, 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 sit. Good, stay. Like there's plenty of times, man, when you know I allow the jumping shit, but then there's times when I nip that shit in the bud so that they understand, like, you know, yeah, there's a time to go and a time to go. She's trying to be slick to get over there by that damn thing. Get over there, barricade. Hush. Hush. So we don't allow her to do that to him, and we don't allow him to do that to them, right? Because if he keeps that barking and yapping shit up, they're gonna naturally respond. Now they consider that aggression. Hey, hush. One trait that I can honestly say about these Camelot dogs, very strong trait, is jealousy. Jealousy. Oh my God. Like every last one of them wants to be the only one. Every last one of them wants to be the only one. So all of that aggression and all of that they be showing, man, that's one of them things that as a puppy, if you don't want his ass getting snatched, because you never know when one of them is gonna get loose, don't have him doing all that shit. You know what I mean? If they like literally, if I let him out of there, he gonna try to get fancy. You know what I mean? And he could end up getting hurt. Dogs think they so slick. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like when I first got my boy and I brought him to the neighborhood, couple of dudes came at me, you know what I mean, with these bully females. And the only problem I had with it was this, right? Like, your paperwork need to be right, right? And then number two, what are you really breeding and why are you breeding? You know what I mean? So I'm breeding for catch work. So if you bring me a female that's cold as ice, why would I breed to that? You understand? I'm not so much worried about labels. You understand? There's a million and one razor's edge dogs out there that have been labeled bullies that I just don't buy that. You know what I mean? I don't buy that. In fact, as part of this live, I think we're gonna go into something about these blue pit bulls for a minute. The blue pit bull, right? A lot of dudes say they don't exist. There's a quote going around from Louis P. Colby saying his father never had no blue pit bulls on the yard, or he's never seen a blue pit bull on his father's yard, or however that was said. And that's all well and good. I think we'd all be making a mistake to think that Kobe was the only person that ever bred a pit bull. You understand? So that's not the definitive answer on whether or not there is a such thing as a blue pit bull, because Louis P. Colby said he didn't necessarily see any when he was coming up. Now, with all due respect, he was around and he's an old timer. He was in the game. He knows infinitely more about a pit bull than I could probably hope to amass in a lifetime. But I read an interesting letter in a Bloodlines journal, and it was from Joe Corvino, and the subject was a blue dog that had been matched. And I think that he said the dog stood the line after an hour. And the person he sold the dog to gave the dog to somebody else. But when he sold the dog, he claims he told that person that this dog wasn't what you would call a match dog, right? Like the dog, he's going to give you everything he got, but after an hour, that's going to be it. He says he told the people that, and then later on, that person sold the dog to somebody else who didn't get Joe Corvino's message. That person matched the dog. The dog stood the line after an hour, and that person was like, "Oh, well, Joe Corvino, he put that ad, but his dog stood the line, whatever." And Corvino wrote a letter, he scratched back. You know how we do this shit. So the funny thing about it was this, that he didn't make any specific reference to the fact that it was odd that the dog was blue. He just stated simply as a fact that, he had a blue dog. He sold it to somebody. told him that the dog would only be good for about an hour, so he'd be a great roll dog, but not necessarily a good match dog. And that person went and sold the dog to somebody else or gave the dog to somebody else. And upon doing that, that person went and matched the dog and then had a problem when the dog stood the line at an hour, after an hour. But there was no talk like, oh, there's no such thing as a blue pit bull. There was no talk like it was somehow a marvel that the dog was blue, or that the reason that the dog stood the line was because it was blue. You understand? Like, all of it was written as just a matter of a course. It was a blue dog. They mentioned it being a blue dog the same way they mentioned a black dog or a piebald dog or a buckskin dog or a red dog. You know what I mean? So that in itself lets you know that. And the Bloodline Journal I was reading was, I believe, from 1948. Hold up. Let me see something right quick. When you go to Diane Jessup's website, she's got a website called workingpitbull.com. And on her website, there's a where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There's an old Bloodline Journal. There's an old Bloodline Journal on one of her pages, man. Let's see if I can find it in the Pitbull history. All right, let me see something here. Come here. She's so fucking hooked, man, on this pup. She wanna go get over there and fuck with him so bad. She don't know what to think. Me find this shit, man. Where is this? Where is this? Where is this? New to Pitbull Stamp, Staffy, Gallery. See, is it in the gallery? No, it's not in the gallery. I'm gonna find the damn thing, man, because at the end of the day, that's a letter from somebody, man, who is actually, I mean, there's no question about the impact that a Joe Corvino has had on the game. So I can't find the damn thing. I know she had that Bloodlines Journal article up here for a minute. I can't really find it right now. I don't want to tie y'all up with this, but hush. I'm gonna start that shit. You ain't no puppy. You're a big girl now. You ain't got me on that one. I don't know where the hell that article went, but it was a Bloodlines Journal from 1948. I forget the exact month of it, but Joe Corvino wrote in and wrote a letter in response to that joint. And that whole response to it was really like, yo, man, you know, I never told you to match the damn dog, right? I sold the dog as a roll dog, and I told a person. So my point is that the blue pit bull was definitely in the picture in the 1940s on yards like Joe Corvino's, and they were breeding those dogs, and they were breeding and selling those dogs. So we can't act like the blue pit bull is some kind of myth and nobody knows where it came from. It's been here, bro. Now, what's causing, the color or whatever the case may be? But nah, you can't act like these dogs just appeared out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely part of the breed. Um, I personally don't really if a dog is ABKC registered, I don't fuck with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not registering my dogs as American bullies under no circumstances. Um, I think it does a disservice to the person buying the dog to expect to get an American bully, and what they're gonna get is something that's hot as a pit bull, but twice the size of your typical game bred pit bull. So if you're talking about the same drive but more size, you don't want a person thinking they getting an American bully. You understand? You definitely don't want a person thinking they getting an American bully. These dogs, they hustle and tussle and wrestle for nothing, B. They'll fuck you up more trying to kiss you. You understand? Than they will with you having a sleeve on. Where you think you're trying to go? It's the prettiest bitch ever, yo. But she can be such a like she is just all the way turned up, man. She is just all the way turned up. She want that smoke, baby. She want that. She want them pups and not pups. Yeah, she wants you to bring that. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. She wants you to bring all that. You know what I mean? Like when she sink her teeth into some shit, it's a problem, b. I've had to put them teeth in my arm, man. Fucking with a sleeve, thinking that she needed a beginner sleeve, and what she really needed was some intermediate level shit at the very minimum. So I'm gonna wrap this live right there, y'all. It's been an hour, man. I'm not gonna drag this out. I appreciate y'all checking in, man. Hollering at a fellow on this Memorial Day live. Um, keep in mind the Camelot dog. Just remember, it's not It was not originally bred to be an American bully. It was bred to be a large animal aggressive pit bull. That was the formula that Art Sideras was working with. That is what he intended to produce, and that is what he ultimately did produce. Um, and I'm not the one to sit here and try to convince you, motherfuckers. So take a trip on down south. You know what I mean? Or just take a trip into the past. Talk to some people, man, that was around back then that had some of these dogs. Trace them pedigrees back, man, and talk to some of these breeders, man, that got these dogs now. Big shout out to Cajun style kennels, Loyal Bones. Like the list goes on. There's a million and one, man. There's a million and one. But at the end of the day, this is Imperial Flame Kennels. And y'all know what we do here. We keep the heat. That's all this is about. We keep that heat. And that's what I recommend you do. You want to fuck with these? Keep that heat in them, right? Field test the dogs, right? If you're running Camelot blood, I would recommend you field test your dogs, right? Because there's only but so much you can get from dogs barking at each other on a chain, right? You can you don't really get instinct. You don't really get the dog being educated and developed, right? None of that is going on, especially when you talk about a dog being bred for catch work. You want the nose educated. You want the instinct sharpened. You know what I mean? So these are the things we get ready to go out and do the damn thing. John Snow 941 says he about to buy a Camelot from Tennessee off an outlaw. Be advised, the Camelot dog coming from coming off an outlaw from the Kenneth Sonia camp. Don't get me wrong, Kenneth Sonia is a hell of a breeder. He has made his stamp on these dogs. He has definitely made his mark on the Camelot world. Some people say he was a partner to Art Sideras, the founder of Camelot Kennels. Other people say that Kenneth Sonia was a more of an employee or maybe a protege, right, of Art Sideras. I don't know exactly what that relationship was. I will say that I know that some of Kenneth Sonia's stock, he outcrossed into a line of dogs produced by a dude named Eddington, right? And Eddington was famous, or he was known to have admitted that he bred Mastiff into his line to produce a better weight pull dog, right? From what I understand, some of the Mastiff he used was Bull Mastiff and French Mastiff. The French Mastiff I have a problem with, right? Because the Bordeaux, which is the French Mastiff, is again a designer breed. They're all red nose. If you ever saw the movie Turner and Hooch, that's your Dogue de Bordeaux or your French Mastiff. And that designer breed wasn't put together as a hunting animal. It was put together as a show dog, right? A good-looking Mastiff. And for that reason, it was crossbred between all these other different animals. And basically, we get to the point where, let me close this damn thing, man. So basically, they produced a very weak animal. Like the Bordeaux, the French Mastiff is known for a lot of problems, man. Everything from gastrointestinal problems to joint problems, structure, and all of that. So I don't want nothing to do with that, right? I don't want nothing that's gonna pop up 9 years down the line, or that's gonna pop up on the dog when the dog is in the middle of working. You know what I mean? Like that. That kind of bothers me a little bit. But from what I can see, Outlaw's a pretty solid dog. I don't know if that bus is in there and that Eddington's want to be a whopper, but if you see that in the pedigree, then you know that is that Bull Mastiff and that French Mastiff also bred into the line. Now, it's anybody's guess what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's gonna throw bad dogs. I'm not saying don't fuck with him. I'm just saying be aware that Kenneth Sonia did do that with part of his line, and I don't know exactly which dogs he runs today that do or don't have that. Raina, that's enough. That's why I didn't want you over there. That's enough. I don't do a whole lot of yapping with my dogs. I don't, you know what I mean? Unless there's really something wrong, then you. Hush, hush, hush. What I said? I said hush. Okay. And that's another thing. A lot of times, dogs will exhibit a behavior, and then when you chastise them, they'll come back to you and try to get you to not be mad at their ass. But at the point, I'm not mad at you, but you're gonna correct that fucking behavior, and we're not gonna play like it never happened. You're gonna correct that. I think that is absolutely critical. And at the end of the day, she's still a puppy herself. You know what I mean? So we try to give allowances for that. But again, y'all, I'm definitely I had planned to do this for an hour. I'm a little bit over my time, man. I got some people's coming through. Also, if you're breeding these dogs, man, Zulu Nation, I would definitely suggest, bro, you go ahead, put your kennel on paper, bro. Get that LLC established. Hush. 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 I said, Constant correction. Eventually they get it. So yeah, Zulu Nation, man, go ahead and LLC your shit, bro. Go ahead and LLC your shit, because a lot of that shit you need to be writing off. Yeah, I understand you got the good job at the hospital and you running it up. That's a beautiful thing, bro. But understand, as you running it up, the government is looking at your check and they running it up. The beauty of the LLC, bro, is that portion of your mortgage or your rent, you're gonna be able to claim that because you run your kennel from your home. So you're gonna be able to claim that as a deduction against your income, right? The food you feed, man, you buy all that raw meat. I do it myself. Like, listen, bro, this is part of the expenses of a business, right? And so the difference between an LLC and the way you get paid is that with your right, Mr. Snow, absolutely. They are not 100% Camelot. There's that Eddington's want to be a Whopper, and that's some other stuff. That's not the stuff Art started out with. It's not what Kenny Sonia started out with. Kenny Sonia started out with a dog named Chief that was a son of Duke, right? And Duke was the classic Camelot. You know, he was the icon of Camelot, right? He's the classic example of what Camelot was bred to be. So yeah, definitely be careful about that. And I'm a straight up dude, B. You know what I mean? So you could definitely send them to my channel, and we can have this whole discussion, or just ask them outright, bro. Say, listen, man, does Outlaw have any of that Eddington stuff in it? You know what I mean? And if do you have any dogs that don't have the Eddington stuff? Not to say that they were bad dogs. They produced great weight pull dogs or whatever the case may be, I guess, because a lot of people went down that road. But me personally, I'm not breeding weight pull animals, right? They'll be strong enough for that, of course. But at the end of the day, we're breeding catch animals, right? So my dogs need to have a little more wind, a little more athleticism. They need to be able to run and catch. But yeah, Zulu Nation, serious business. LLC. All right, that's enough. Easy. Raina, who is it? What's the matter? All right, that's enough. That's enough. Hush. Hush. That's enough. The minute you gonna have that little fool in here barking like it's okay. So Zulu Nation, when you see this, bro, LLC your shit for sure. You know what I mean? A portion of your house expenses, your shelter expenses, you're gonna be able to write off. Your food expenses, you're gonna be able to write off. Just the equipment and stuff that you buy for the dogs to keep them, all of that stuff, those are write-offs. Once you have the kennel on paper. Hush. So once you have the kennel on paper, that LLC allows you to generate revenue first, right? Pay your bills out of the revenue you generate, and then get taxed on what's left over after all your bills are paid and you've claimed all your expenses, capital and otherwise. With your paycheck, the federal government has already taxed you before you get your check. Then you pay your bills. You see the difference between that and the LLC, right? The LLC gets paid, pays its bills, and then gets taxed on what's left over after its bills are paid. The paycheck, you get paid, but the paycheck has been taxed already. The taxes are taken, then you get paid, and then you get to pay your bills on what's left over after you've been taxed. So definitely, bro, with the amount of dogs that you got, like you definitely getting to that point, man, where you're gonna want to go ahead and LLC your shit. And it's good even if you're turning a loss at the end of the year. What that does is it reduces the tax liability from your regular job, right? So if you're making enough money at your regular job where you end up owing the government money instead of getting a refund at the end of the year, what the business will do, if it's showing a loss at the end of the year, it will offset some of that income for you. You understand? And y'all check me out on Facebook. I kind of do my thing with this business shit. Real Property Solutions, Imperial Flame Kennels, New Life Realty Investment, LLC. So, you got any questions about that, bro? Hit me, man. Hit me. I'm always glad to help with shit like that because that's part and parcel of what we do around here. You know what I mean? We want to get to a point where the dogs can at least take care of themselves, and the LLC is a perfect umbrella. You know what I mean, to do that. So with that said, Imperial Flame Kennels, I'm signing off. Y'all keep the heat.